So what is a cuckoo? It's a bird that will lay its eggs in another bird's nest. The other bird takes care of it thinking it is their young. Once hatched, the bird will even kill the other birds in the nest. That is essentially the setup for what will become this parasitic relationship between the bird woman and our hero, Gretchen. This film does a very subtle job of making you feel, well, unsettled. It's the little things like Kong, I don't know if that's his actual name, that the mad scientist, the really weird rich guy. The little ways he violates her space where most people would find it unassuming, they're actually red flags. Touching her back, sitting on her bed, telling her when he'll pick her up, trying to control the situation at all times. It's toxic in more ways than one. He doesn't give her any agency in a lot of ways. You could argue he's just being overly friendly, but with modern social norms, these red flags should be called out. Cuckoo also does a very good job of creating a very unsettling environment from the tone. Just from the opening scratches in the bathroom scene, it's very quick and minor, but I jumped for every moment. Even things that shouldn't really set you off, there are various moments in the film where characters use language that Gretchen doesn't know and we don't always get subtitles. That's on purpose. As she doesn't know what's going on, neither do we, as we are at the mercy of those around us. We're forced to trust people around us for our safety. There's a scene where she's riding on her bike and being chased by a bird woman. She does manage to get away, but then we have the infuriating part where the cops write it off as a prank, because good old boys. Gretchen's father, Louis, does an impressively shitty job at being a bad father. Wait, those are two negatives. He's a shit dad, is what I'm trying to say. His daughter just lost her mother, his ex-wife, and he does damn near nothing to console her or help her, seeing Gretchen pretty much as a burden. The proof is at the very beginning when we see Gretchen in the moving van instead of riding with quote-unquote the family. That is, her stepmother and her little sister, Alma. Alma. Anyway. But to the shitty father, that is Louis, he never believes Gretchen, actively picking Alma over Gretchen at the hospital, and doesn't stay with her after the car accident. Granted, she was high and running away, but that's your kid, dumbass. You're supposed to be there for them and make them feel like they can rely on you. It's up to you to create the environment. Several times in this film, Gretchen reaches out to her father for help and support, and several times he relents. How can you be angry that she ran away when you created the environment that made her feel unwanted, you piece of shit? P.S. This will be important later. The car crash happens as a result of a disorientating scream, and I don't want to dive into those details yet, as I want to have praise for that later. We're then introduced to this inspector/detective who believes in Gretchen's story and wants to help her find this lady Cuckoo and kill it. This weird bird Cuckoo lady is legitimately terrifying in so many unsettling ways, but somehow it's still so simple. Her red eyes, the way her mouth just opens but crooked, it's unsettling. After Louis reveals that he has sold Gretchen's old house, she punches him, and he deserved it. That's when it hits me. She's still mourning her mother's death. She still calls the answering machine to talk to her, but she doesn't know how to say goodbye. It's sad and it's unfortunate, and Hunter, congratulations, you are an amazing actress. Kong, this weird, unsettling millionaire, offers to take Gretchen to the train station so that she can leave. The family is gone because Gretchen caused Alma to have a seizure, so he says. It's at Kong's estate that so much more is revealed and so much more pays off. Let's start with the Cuckoo. Throughout the film, its screeches causes a time loop that disorientates its victims and swiftly double hits them in the head, almost setting up the woman to take the Cuckoo's slime. This will impregnate the victim, thus they unknowingly carry a Cuckoo child to term. This is even referenced when Gretchen mentions how Alma ate her twin. Oh yeah, Alma is definitely the product of a Cuckoo. It explains why when Gretchen gets close to her, the ladybird perceives Gretchen as a threat, and Alma, knowingly or not, hits Gretchen and retreats. That's actually another thing. The screech is a warning or a locator beacon to other cuckoos. Lastly, it's also a defense mechanism to stop any nosy husbands or other family members from stepping in and stopping the impregnation process. The only real defense against it is, well, convenient enough, headphones. Which is why Gretchen wasn't affected on her bike. She had headphones, otherwise she would have definitely crashed and been attacked. This is just brilliant writing, because you don't have all the information right when it's happening. Everything is revealed subtly in small pieces for you to put together. This is the kind of film you need to watch multiple times. We also find out that the cop works for Kong, which, yeah, that's why he tries to cover everything up with, oh, it's just a prank. The detective plans on killing the Cuckoo that caused his wife's death, along with Alma, which Gretchen, well, she doesn't want. Gretchen discovers earlier in the film, good God, I'm crap at recapping movies. This film is great, go watch it, I swear it's great. Gretchen finds out that Alma called her mother to ask her to go visit Gretchen so she could be happier. Alma doesn't realize that she's dead. And although she's a Cuckoo, she is a good kid. The third act is what really sets everything off, where, man, all these opposing forces that have been playing off each other, that have been building, finally start to pay off. The detective saves Gretchen from being attacked and impregnated by a young Cuckoo, the one from the opening. As they then converge onto the hospital, it is clear to Gretchen the detective plans to kill Alma. Meanwhile, Kong survives his gunshot wound and arrives with the weapon to battle the detective and Gretchen. Along the way, the Lady Bird Cuckoo shows up too, so we have a truly chaotic mess. Kong kills people because, well, he wants to preserve his experiment. The detective kills people to avenge his wife, which, I mean, yeah, I kind of get that one. The bird lady wants her daughter, and Gretchen and Alma, they just want out. Gretchen fakes threatening Alma to buy some time before she's able to kill the bird lady. While Kong and the detective have a standoff, Alma and Gretchen reconcile. Gretchen may have no love left for her father, but Alma is her sister and she wants to be there for her. It took one act of kindness for these two to connect in a beautiful, tear-jerking scene. And then, we get my favorite chicken bluff in the entire film. These girls are able to walk out in front of the gunman while clutching one another. The gunman won't shoot without risk harming the other girl. The millionaire will not harm Alma, and the detective refuses to kill Gretchen. It's then when Alma covers Gretchen's ears and uses her scream or her screech to allow them to escape, while Kong and the detective just end up killing one another. The girls escape to start a new life amongst all this death. It's a twisted and disturbing movie that's oddly sweet when it wants to be. The idea of family and small acts of kindness mixed in with urban legends, it's right. Seriously, this has been one amazing year for analog horror. I'm sorry if I keep saying that. But between Late Night with the Devil, Longlegs, Maxine, I Saw the TV Glow, In a Violent Nature, and Immaculate, this has been an amazing year for horror, and we still have 1/3 of the year to go. Cuckoo was an okay movie, but with the third act, it hit all the right places. For me, it's a 7 out of 10. But that said, what did you think of this film? What did you think of Cuckoo, and what has been your favorite horror scary movie of 2024? Please let us know down below. We'd really appreciate it, and we'll catch you all next time. We'll see everybody.